Hey foodie friends, what are we gonna do today? We're gonna compare Spam, made by Hormel, and Great Value, Walmart's luncheon meat. Let's go. In this case, I'm gonna try the low sodium of each version, and we're gonna try it 3 ways. I'm gonna eat it right out of the can because it is pre-cooked. I'm gonna boil some, and it would actually lower the sodium even more. So if y'all need even lower sodium, you can boil it. And I'm gonna pan fry it, saute it, whatever you wanna call it. And we're gonna try it 3 ways. I don't believe I've ever tried Spam. If I had, I think it was a long, long time ago, or maybe it was in some sort of a breakfast buffet that I didn't know about. I do have a Hawaiian friend, a follower of my channel, that I wonder if she has any stories about Spam, because I hear that that's a really big treat in Hawaii. So this should be fun. So the Spam appears to have a fancier way to open it. It's got like a place to put 2 fingers in so you can really get a hold and pull. And the Walmart Great Value has 1. I just used the 1, but if you need the 2 finger holes, it works good that way too, I'm sure. So this is what it looks like right after I've opened it. It's a little glossy, as I've heard it would be, but you know, it keeps it moist too. You don't want it to be crisp and dry. All right, let's see how easy this one opens, the Great Value. A little bit of stick at the end there. Fling your juice all over the kitchen. So yeah, it looks good too. And they both smell good. This one has a little bit more neutral smell. This one's got a little bit maybe of a sweeter smell, which is interesting because as you saw, the carbs are actually lower in the Spam, supposedly, than the Great Value. All right, so let's try to get these out of the can. Usually when you have some kind of a tight can, it's hard to get them out, but let's see what happens. It sounds funny. You can kind of hear this one separate. You can almost squeeze it out, but let's see. Yay! We did it. Oh, and while I'm looking at the bottom of the can, as you see, I bought these at the same time. The expiration date on the Spam is June of 2027. However, the expiration on the Walmart Great Value is November 2029. So that's interesting. I don't know if they both have the same shelf life and just one of these got out onto the store shelves later. But they're both good for quite some time, considering it's just now 2025. All right, enough jibber jabbering. Let's give them a try. I've seen how some people have like a little pre-slicer just made for these, and it's got like the different prongs, and you just sort of slice it through. We're just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. It has, you know, like I said, they both have a glistening to them. I'm gonna cook, when I do the cooking in the pan, I'm gonna use nice level pieces, not the end piece. So that'll be going in the pan. It's kind of a lighter color. Again, it has sort of a nice neutral smell, nothing too crazy at all. So we'll set that aside. Now let's cut off an end piece of this one, because we want to make sure to use the one we're cooking in the pan to be nice and even. This cut's a little bit denser and it feels denser. But they're both the same weight as you saw in the cans, same weight total. And it too is pretty neutral in smell, but it's just a little bit maybe sweeter smelling, even though they say this has a little bit higher carb, 1 gram versus 2 gram per serving. And if you're going low carb, this would be a nice thing to give a try. And then the piece that we're gonna boil, slice off another piece just a little bit thicker. And the neat thing about boiling is it will, like I said, take down some of that sodium even more. Now, let's go ahead and try a thin piece of the Spam and a thin piece of the Great Value brand. I got me a fork, but I'm sitting here eating it like an animal, so here we go. All right, let's try the Great Value first. Ooh, I really like that. That's really good. It's just like a, I mean, I've had bologna, who hasn't? I've had hot dogs. It's like a very tender, less salty hot dog type of consistency. It's hard to describe. Now here's the Spam. Let's give it a try. This one does taste saltier to me, and it is interesting because, as you saw, the salt level in the low sodium is higher than the salt level in the Great Value. So far, being I only paid $2 for the Great Value and almost $4 for the Spam, so far I'm liking the best bang for the buck and flavor Great Value. But let's try the pan cooking and a little boiling and see how that goes. So as you see, this is the Walmart Great Value, and that is the Hormel Spam. So it looks like the fire is not right under these pans, but it actually is. It just looks different on the iPad. So you can hear it sizzling. Let's get up to it so you can hear it without me catching fire. So how do you guys cook your Spam or luncheon meat, and what brands or even flavors do you prefer? Do you cook it on the grill? Do you boil it down just to get less sodium than before? Do you microwave it? Apparently you can do that too. It might explode because it's got a good amount of fat in there, I believe. Sounds like it the way it's popping and from what the ingredients said. I have to tell you, I like the color of the Walmart brand better. It just looks more natural. I don't think I saw any color added. I will double check, but I'm not sure why the Spam is so much darker. And how much you decide to cook it, that's up to you, because remember, it's pre-cooked. If you're really in a hurry and you're starving, you just throw it on some bread and eat it, or eat it plain to keep it lower carb. See, it's got a nice sizzle going on it now. Since I haven't made this before, I'm just going to flip it a couple extra times so I make sure I don't burn it or anything. The Spam seems to be slower to cook. I've got the heat on about the same. Maybe because it's more dense. The Walmart brand is more sizzly and bubbly. All right, I'll see you over at the other side of the kitchen. Got a nice sizzle going there. It's the Walmart. I'm gonna put it on that side. Got the Spam sizzling. There's the Walmart Great Value on that side, Spam on that side. Let's give it a try. This time I'm gonna start with the Spam to try to give it a fair shake. It really looks a lot more like bologna. It's gotten a little bit tougher since I've grilled it. You gotta kind of cut through it a little bit harder. It smells good. Hot. I don't know what happened. It's not like it reduced a whole lot by cooking it. It has become extremely salty, and it's a bit chewy. And I really wanted to like the Spam. Everybody seems to love Spam, but let's give this Walmart one a try. It too has a little bit of a tougher exterior now it's been cooked, but not nearly as hard to cut through as the Spam. All right, let's see how it goes. This too tastes a lot saltier. Now granted, it's not low sodium, because just to have a little bit, 6 servings in here, 2 ounces is a serving size. If it's exactly the 2 ounces, in here is 510. That packs a lot of sodium in just a little bit. But again, This for convenience. And this one was down to 570 milligrams of sodium per 2 ounces. So it's a great comparison. They're exactly the same ounces and all that kind of thing. But I'm still liking the Walmart Great Value better. It's also got a little bit softer feeling, like Vienna sausages. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. I have had those, and those are really good, super tender. So it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe a Vienna sausage and a hot dog had a baby. That's what this is like. Okay, let's go boil a couple pieces and see if that helped get the sodium down. And I'm sure it will still have a good flavor because it was very flavorful to begin with. Okay, so now I'm going to boil them in the same position that they're in before. You got your Walmart Great Value there, and you got your Spam here. We're going to boil it for just a few minutes and give it a try. And while I'm getting these to a boil, I was also thinking, I guess there's a million things you can do with Spam. There's probably even Facebook and YouTube pages for that. But I guess I've seen you can cut it up, put it in eggs. That sounds amazing. Just like ham, but it's much more tender and creamy. Maybe even, shall I say, maybe put it in spaghetti, you know, in place of burger. Or, gosh, there's so many things. If you have hamburger helper, put that in there. I mean, that might be some neat ideas that I'd want to try. I might have to go online and see how different people use this in recipes. And if you're wondering what happened to the pots that I was going to use, I figured, why dirty up 2 more pots? I can just boil them in these. Okay, so we're almost done boiling. I'll see you over at the other side of the kitchen. It's got like it looks salty. It looks like very salty water. And, you know, maybe whatever chemicals are in there. It's just sort of salty looking. But whatever happened, boiling it for sure gets some of that sodium out. Okay, let's look at the Walmart Great Value. And it too looks like salt water. Don't want to spill it. It looks like salty water. I wouldn't say it's as thick as the Spam water. Let's give it a try. Okay, so we got Spam on this side, Walmart on this side. But let's give the Spam the benefit of the doubt. Okay, it cuts really nicely because it's boiled and not, you know, fried or grilled, whatever. Seems like it's almost more plump, maybe, I'm not sure. And being it's steaming hot, I better eat it carefully. That's much better. Now, I don't know if some of you are appalled by me boiling it, but I like boiled hot dogs. Kind of for the same reason. It plumps them up, makes them more tender, and it seems to take some of the salt out of the hot dog. I'm not sure why they feel they have to over salt the meat. All these types of bologna and all that. It's very hard to find, and just a good light flavor. But that's definitely better. My best way of eating it so far is boiled. Now let's give the Great Value Walmart a try. Again, cuts nice and easy. I just like the color. It just looks more natural. I don't know. What do you think? It just has a more natural look. It's still more salty tasting than I would prefer. And it almost seems like boiling it took the salt flavor down a little bit on this Spam. Let's try it again. I mean, it's still there, but it's not like salty. Try this one more time here. Okay, this is less salty. It's just they're both still salty. In my opinion, best bang for the buck. I think definitely paying $2 for this and almost $4 for this, same exact amounts. To me, this is a lighter, more fresh, less saltier flavor. This is my winner. And if you like these types of videos, it would be a huge honor to have you subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.